Is it going?
Yes.
All right. Anyway. Still, this is not the first episode of 13 to 14. I will get there eventually. I'm still editing the first episode. But I actually wanted to have my channel for these reasons. When I see a hot topic and just kind of jump and talk about it as soon as I can. So later on today, earlier today, I saw a video kind of with a video from Jim Sterling from the Jimquisition. If you don't know who he is a very popular, let's say, game journalism satirist character. Pretty decent as far as the gaming community, very well known. Anyway, I love his channel. And he was talking about extra credits, another channel I love. And they were talking about the topic, which I actually liked, about video games costing over $60 or extra credits. First, talking about video games that cost over $60 or they should cost over $60. Now, on the keep it short and simple, yes, I agree, but I understand the reasons why they are stuck in a $60 range, and I do think it's more of a function more than a malicious intent of trying to control the masses on the video games. Now, the video games have seen lately how the video market has seen, let's say loot boxes, the loot crate systems, season pass. And if you listen to Jim Sterling's side, which I think he's very spot on, is that these systems they suck in games. They kind of make the game worse. And a lot of times these are put into a game as a rush job, a last minute thing, and you actually lose a portion of the quality of the game, making it worse by putting this jerry rig system in it. And I understand from the extra credit side is you need these systems because since we can't necessarily enter a market and have the same sales rate of a 60 game at 70, 80, $90, and then we got to put these loot box systems in order to try to make more money on these games. From the side of Jim Sterling, what he's kind of saying is that these games, as far as the nice fidelity they are, the HD quality that they bring, they are not exactly more fun, or just because they're AAA titles doesn't make them better games. In other words, if you were to take those games and then have those games compete against games brought out 10 years ago during the era of Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 during the time, I would argue that you were getting better games. Maybe the graphics were lower, but generally probably better games as far as what was coming out. In fact, what we see nowadays is a lot of re-releases of those games from back then, which does debate. Are they even worth the $60 now if they seem to be releasing higher quality shovelware? And to that end, I could say that for the extra credits in, I can see where their mark is. Well, maybe they already are underselling. If the market value is still at $60 and they're not meeting what they kind of predicted, and I think that they're off, and you could probably calculate that the difference between the $60 from the year that they calculated to the year now is probably not $90. But I haven't done the math, and I would be curious to find out myself. But they are undercutting themselves and sending some games that are not as nice quality. So the $60 that is the same amount would be, in theory, if you take the quality of 60 games here and then put it back in the past, those would be like $40 games or $30 games. So it's the same logic. And maybe that's what we're seeing with a lot of these kind of really weird systems. I mean, think about, okay, we'll compare Call of Duty. Okay. Think about Call of Duty back then. But it's still known as one of the better games out there. The best Call of Duty is the first one, the second one. I haven't gotten to Call of Duty, but the what was there in the past over 10 years ago compared to the Call of Duties you're getting now with strange systems like loot box and season passes and whatnot that's going out there, maybe $60 is correct. Maybe you're still the game quality has dropped and you're still meeting the exact price quota that you're going for. By adding these systems, you're watering down your game, and that makes sense to a certain degree because you're still trying to get money extra And so you kind of have to hurt your product in order to help your product. Another industry that does the exact same thing, and that comes from the, let's say, concerts, your NFL games, your Super Bowls. Those tickets go out fast, really, really fast. And the reason why those tickets go out so fast is because those tickets are sold at a price too cheap. Like video games, they are sold too cheap. Well, the video games struggle from not making enough money for the developers and the other people for advertisements and marketing and all the other structures part of that. On the ticket sales side, there's a lot of saving face. Let's say you're Beyonce. You want to have a sold out Times Square concert. It would look horrible if you just took the normal route, and instead of your ticket selling in less than 2 days or in less than 2 hours, depending on what the situation, it took forever for it to sell. So other ticket scalpers grab those and sell those out. We can even use an example from Nintendo. And Nintendo, what they do is they'll have some legacy system. I don't know, a Super Nintendo, your regular Nintendo. Now we released so you can plug it in with via HDMI. Four of those in a store, and then watch them go nuts over it. And then because you're selling it under value, you see these products then sold at their proper price online on eBay. That's kind of what I think that what they're talking about. Not so much that they're actually bashing each other, is they're more describing the market from different sides. So from the Jim Sterling side, these guys are leasing crappy products. From the extra credit sides, the reason why they're leasing crappy products is because they can only do this. We can't get to selling it at this price. What I would say in this, just to add my 50 cents, is there are games out there you can sell and you probably could go for with that higher price tag. I can name one right now. Release vanilla World of Warcraft at $200 and you'll have yourself record sales across the world. Guarantee you. But it requires quality, requires all the good stuff. It has to be that good. There's no way I can say that EA's latest release of Star Wars, the video game with their loot system and very controversial near gambling system, not gambling, because gambling, you do pay something out and you can get nothing back. You still get something back from loot boxes, which makes it not gambling. But still, damn near close. And actually have that be a better part of a game. Meanwhile, we've had games from the past, your old Zeldas, Nintendo. Actually, Nintendo's still releasing very fine products without those issues. They probably could argue and put themselves at the $70, $80, $90 range and still get themselves. It can be done. Just that the quality, the people, the marketers, or whoever the leadership is, just doesn't think that they're worth it, in my opinion. Anyway, this is 1314. I will get a real video up to you soon. Thank you for listening. I know I rambled. Anyway, thank you. Till next time, take it easy. Bye.